Hey, gun people. This is a use of force shooting. Someone sent it to me about whether the cop was justified or he shot too much or they said he was harassing a guy. So, a quick down and dirty is this cop is chasing this guy. He tries to pull him over and the guy runs. So, you can barely see the car he's chasing and he's driving pretty fast and aggressively. So, this car is running for a reason. And like I said, most cars that run, the car is stolen. They just committed a crime. There's a kidnapping victim. There's a child endangerment victim. They've got guns. They've got drugs. You know, I can't tell you how many pursuits I've been in, and they've always turned out to be those situations. Most people do not run from the cops. So, and especially when you have a couple of guys probably just dressed in gang colors or gang attire in the car. You know, I don't know the area, what else he did to stop them, but this guy is hauling. So here we go. Turn down this volume here so we don't get caught up in feedback. Here we go.
They're slowing for stop 11. Oh, they just start everybody. We just got a bad accident here. Bad accident. Start everybody. Stop 11 and stop 11.
Okay, so the guy who's chasing him, and I've done that before too, you know, instead of being professional and saying, I'm chasing a car, it's a black, and okay, he just TC'd, he hit 3 cars, go ahead and roll me an ambulance and roll me some additional units for traffic. We probably have multiple injuries. Okay, he's just like, okay, there he's going really, oh man, he just said, start everybody. And I've said, you know, when a cop says start everybody, it's like everybody's like, oh man, this ain't gonna be good. All right, so he says start everybody, and he didn't call in the location of the accident until he got through the intersection. So he's driving, he's talking on the radio, and he's avoiding cars going through the intersection with his siren on. There is a lot going on in this officer's mind right now. He is not thinking, gee, I wish I could just chase somebody and get out and shoot somebody. That's not what's happening. That's what people will have you believe. That's not the case. Saw that guy sticking his head out the window. That's the driver of the car. This guy is already out of the car and has his hands up. I think there's a woman in the front seat and there's a guy in the back seat. And we already saw the driver over here. So that means the car was probably what I call 4 deep or had 4 people in it. Now he on-viewed the accident. He immediately gets out his taser. I've said it before. I'm not a taser guy. I don't like tasers. I think it's wrong. It looks like a gun. It feels like a gun. And if you need your gun, you have to abandon the taser and then start your drawing process. That takes time, and it's probably too late, and you're going to be behind the power curve and get your butt killed. So that's why I've never been a big proponent of the taser. But, you know, if there's one guy there, my partner carried a taser, he always pulled his taser, I always pulled my gun. So when we were together, it was like we had it covered. Guy produced a gun, I could shoot him. If he didn't, he could tase him. But when you're by yourself, you really cut down your options and your response time when you have a damn taser in your hand. And I know the academy's probably teaching, you don't want to use your gun unless it's necessary force, unless you... Look, this guy just ran, committed a felony. You probably got injuries. You got a felony accident, probably with felony injuries, if not someone dead. These guys are at gunpoint. Last thing I want to do is have a taser in my hand. I would have never... I'm not cracking on a guy saying he's a bad cop. He probably went through policy, pulled a taser, or whatever. I didn't carry it very much. I've rarely carried it unless we were doing a big operation where we were hitting houses with a lot of people. Then I might have to tase people inside. But otherwise, I'm not a taser fan. Now, I know there's going to be the taser people and the instructors that love it. All right, here we go. Okay, so guy puts his hand up and says, hey, man, don't point the taser at me. Don't tase me, dude. And he runs off. Why the hell did the cop pull his gun and start shooting at him? Rick, you can't shoot people in the back. How many times have I told people you can shoot people in the back? Rick, you can't do that. You can't shoot somebody. Okay, whatever. So, he pulls a taser and a guy puts his hands up and says, stop, and then he runs off and shoots him. How can this be justified? Well, it is justified. Well, it ain't justified just because I say so. I'll show you. The guy is pretty far away and he's still shooting. Is this justified? I can understand him shooting was at the car. When this guy's this far away is justified? I'm going to tell you, absolutely it's justified. Okay? This guy just created an accident. He fled. Can't shoot him for that. But he produced a gun. And the officer said he saw a gun. And he ran off and he pointed the gun at him. So the officer returned fire because now the guy is not only a danger to the officer, he's a danger to anyone he's running by. He could take, he could carjack. He's going to shoot another officer. You can absolutely shoot this guy in the back. Rick, that's not true. You're going to get somebody thrown in jail. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, this guy didn't go to jail. This is a good shoot. I mean, you can believe what you want. You can go out there and say you can't do it and don't do it and end up getting you killed or someone else killed, and you can live with it. Look, I'm just telling you what the law says, what I think is correct. You got to make you got to justify your own actions. Shot a lot of times. The guy falls. I mean, he shot a lot of times. This lady still had her seatbelt on, sitting up. Now, somebody will say, well, maybe she's hurt. You know what? If a cop starts shooting, you need to be hugging that floorboard. You need to get on the ground behind this engine and stay low. I mean, she can't jump out of the car. Obviously, she's in a line of fire. She could maybe climb out the other side, but just to stay there and huddle and go into the fetal, and I get it. She's probably scared. She's in shock. She was just in an accident. Maybe she. I'm just telling you, you need to be thinking ahead and have forethought. Look, if people firing guns around you, you need to get behind cover. I don't care if a guy intentionally shoots me or if I get shot accidentally. I don't want to get shot. So I'm either taking cover or I'm involved in a fight or I'm creating distance. I am not squatting and hiding unless that's my only option at the time. And I think she could have undone her seatbelt or been crawling on the ground. But anyway, and I don't know. I'm not trying to say she's a bad person. I'm just saying think and learn from her. Shot fired! Okay, so he's screaming shot fired. Again, I don't know why agencies don't put the damn kill switch on the door. When you open the door, the siren should go off. You don't need your damn siren on if you're getting out of the car. I don't know how many times I've complained about this. You see it all the time. It interrupts. It interferes with people hearing commands. It interferes with officer safety. Government wants to use officer safety for everything. But they can't use officer safety to put a damn kill switch on the door that when you open a police car door, it kills the siren. How freaking hard is that for some electronical whiz kid with a freaking propeller hat to figure out? I had it on my car. It's very easy to put on. All you got to do is talk to the electronic dude and go, hey, dude, the same light that turns on my inside light and the same light that rings the bell that my keys are in ignition, wire in a damn kill switch to this siren so when I open my door, my siren goes off, because turning off the siren is not a priority when I'm jumping out of a car with my gun in my hand. But I would like the person to be able to hear. I would like to be able to communicate on the radio, and I would like not to hear the siren. I mean, how hard is that? Come on, you cops who are watching this, put in a damn suggestion to the chief and anonymous to the chief box. Put a damn kill switch on the door for the siren. Nice tattoo. I got heat because I talked about tattoos in one of my news videos. Some dudes, I got tats, I'm conservative. Look, dude, I'm just telling you, there's a difference between people with tats and crooks with tats. But everybody wants to hear what they want to hear, I guess. You know what? That's Statue of Liberty. This guy's probably a patriot. Hell, he's probably a domestic terrorist. How dare he want to support his country? He should be kneeling down out here, kneeling down saying, you know what, I'm protesting. I'm tired of getting shot at. Cops should just start showing up and kneeling down and not doing anything. Let's just protest. So not only his siren going on, every cop responding is getting out and their siren's on. In a stressful, high-risk situations, when you continue to yell, it keeps you in a heightened state of fear. It produces more endorphins. It keeps you in a more excited state. When you can talk normal, control your breathing, when you can hear what's going on, it helps calm things down. That's a clue, people. He's got tats. Oh, the cop has tats, and the bad guy's got tats. Oh, Rick, why are you picking on tattoos? I'm just pointing out observation here, people. Don't be accusing me of tattooism. Oh, I think he has tats on his head. I'm just saying. I guarantee you, he's in a gang file, and these tats have some sort of hidden meaning for who he's affiliated with. And I'll bet anybody who wants to come here and cry about tattoos, I'll bet you $1,000. I don't know what agency this is, and I don't know where he's at, but I guarantee you he's got tats that are registered in the gang database. $1,000. So you want to come here and cry about tattoos? Put your money where your mouth is and put up $1,000. And the guy was bald. I don't even pick on him for that. If we only had 4 more cop cars with sirens on there, it would sound like an orchestra. We could have a musical of all the sirens. Jesus Christ. People wonder why I got damn ringing in my ears and I can't hear anything now. Going to incidents like this.
We got shot fired! We got shot fired! I got that! One down with gunshot wound.
What'd he say? What did he say? Officer shot? Officer, what did he say? I don't know. Get on the radio. I can't hear you. What? Yeah, well, you know, we got to have sirens, Rick.
Don't move. Don't move. Is there any war weapons in the vehicle?
Okay, so we got a guy with a long gun holding these people down. We've had officers walking in front of them, moving around. I haven't seen anybody really get lasered yet. Again, I tell you, in these critical incidents, people get lasered all the time. I know it's easy to sit on a range and holler laser, laser, and every time I do a video, somebody wants to say, oh, he put his finger in front of the barrel. Shut up. People get lasered. Keep your damn finger off the trigger unless you want to shoot, and being lasered ain't going to hurt you. Do you want to practice it and do it routinely? No. But in a crisis, it's going to happen.
Okay, stay right there. Go over to Chris. He's over there with the guy.
So now we got sirens off. We got the horn on one of the wrecked cars. And these guys are running on that. I'm telling you guys, for the cops out there, when you get on an accident scene, you got a horn, open the damn hood and cut that wire or yank the wire off the cable. When you're jacked up, you can just rip it right off. Most of them aren't that tight. Just rip one of the wires off the cable and end that crap. I'm sure somebody's going to start a fire, cause a spark, and they'll be like, well, Rick said it's his fault. Shut up, you big dummy.
Don't move.
So I've seen 2 different police cars, so I'm assuming we have the sheriff or the highway patrol or somebody and a police department. So we have multiple agencies there.
They got hit.
You notice this car door is open? I'm saying this guy's smart. Whoever was in this car was smart. When the cops started showing up, he opened his door and got the hell out of there and said, I'm out of here. He's hiding around a building, or she's hiding around a building. Whoever left this car with this door open, that's smart. I'm that guy.
I don't know. That guy pulled a gun at me.
So we got a car over here and a guy at gunpoint, and we have a female quota hire over here in the line of fire opening this car. I don't know what she's doing. Have no clue. Rick, maybe she's helping. Maybe she. Well, all right, whatever. She can do what she wants. Nobody can say anything. Otherwise, they'll be, you know, picking on her. Unfair. They'll have to promote her, make her community.
I shot the just to help secure this guy.
That's his taser taser laying on the ground there. I don't know if you saw that. So he did drop his taser, which is good.
The gunshot guy's over there. We haven't secured the vehicle. I shot.
This guy, I'm assuming he's watch commander's lieutenant. He, with all the chaos, and there's still a guy at gunpoint. Remember, this guy's still got his rifle side, and both these guys are over here walking around in front of him. This lieutenant, being an administrator, his main priority is to take the cop's gun. I mean, to me, that just screams inexperience. Been a lot of shootings. It's not that critical to get the officer's gun. We can get it at the end of it. We can, you know, we're going to call him over later. You know, DA's office, go get there later. Hey, you got your gun? Yeah. Has it been out of the holster since the shooting? No, it's been in the holster. Okay. We're going to take it. We're going to get you another gun. We can do the transfer in a room. We don't need to do it in a public. We don't need to start pulling out guns in an unsecure situation where you still have possible armed suspects in a car with a guy with a long gun covering him, and this administrative lieutenant who was promoted not because of anything but probably kissing butt somehow wants to pull his gun out and take the other guy's gun. Absolutely screams inexperience. Now we're transferring guns. Great. Good deal. If one of these guys pull a gun now, you're going to pull his gun, return fire with his gun. He's going to return fire with your gun because you're exchanging guns in the middle of a freaking insecure incident. Are you kidding me?
I'm cool. I thought I was dead, man. I have my taser.
Just hang on.
So now he's screaming back at this guy. This woman's probably bleeding out and in shock. I think they show her in a minute. Look, this isn't a perfect situation. There's a lot going on. I'll put the link in the description if you want to watch the whole thing. It's about 15 minutes long. I've only showed you 3-4 minutes of it. I think it's a good shoot. One thing before I end, I want to go back and I want to pause when he shows up, and I want you to see the gun when I pause it.
Slow in for stop 11. Oh, they just start everybody. We just got a bad accident here. Bad accident. Start everybody.
Okay, so I'm going to try and pause it when he pulls it when he sees the gun so you can see the gun. Because the officer saw it and reacted, and everyone else who watched the video quickly would be like, he didn't have a gun! I didn't see a gun! That's bullshit! So let's go frame by frame here. Got his hand up. Got his hand up. He's starting to drop the taser. Other hand behind his back. And voila. There's a gun. Rick, I didn't see a gun, so he can't shoot. Okay, well, you're a dummy. That's why you'd be dead, and you're a keyboard warrior cop instead of a real cop. Holds it up, lifts it, points it at the officer, holding his hand up. Could have easily fired. This is a good shoot from now for the next 10 seconds. And that's when he comes around and shoots. All right, so you didn't see it at first. It happens quick. A cop saw it because a cop was looking for the hands. He wanted to see the hands. The one hand was hidden. When a hand's hidden, it's probably holding a weapon. Cop did good. I got no problem with this shoot. You can be the judge for yourself. We'll end that there.